listening to the Live, Live, Play podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to the Live, Live, Play podcast. I'm your host, Stephen Kinsella, and today I have Gillian Keogh on the show. And I've known Gillian pretty much online for a while. Yeah. I've seen you at events like CrossFit events, functional fitness events. And then I think it was the first time I actually physically, properly met you was on Bray Seaford.
For the Brand X.
For the Brand X dip.
And, it was early, it was cold.
It was early, it was very cold, it was November. And then you were doing Brand X, and then from there, we touched base a little bit. I remember there was a lifting thing that we were going to do, and that didn't work out for anyone in the end. We're going to talk about Weightlifting Ireland. And Gillian is, to me, and I've had a group of girls on the show before, like Erling, so your friend Ursula and Amy and Claire and stuff like that. And the reason why I asked them on the show and the reason why I asked you on the show, because I find that you are quite inspiring people when you post. It's generally positive, and I see you as someone that is inspiring others. I'm not trying to make you cry.
Okay, no, not yet.
So, Jill, welcome to the show.
Thanks very much. And that's a very nice introduction. I like it. And when I do post, that is something I am thinking, and it's more because where I am now in my mindset is that I'm older. I can cut out all the bull. I don't care what my hair looks like. I don't care what my makeup looks like. All that I do my hair, but I don't normally, and I think that's good. And I don't have filters, and I just put on whatever I want. And the kids slag me about flashing images, and that's not cool. But I like them, so that's what I do. So.
and I think that's a good aspect of when you kind of, and I suppose it's an age thing that when you become comfortable with yourself. Definitely. And you stop caring about what a lot of people say and do, but. Like you said, you're a mom. You have two kids.
I have a teenage boy, Max, who's 14, and then I have a 10-year-old girl. So
nice.
Yes,
okay,
they're brilliant. They're great kids.
So we've two. We've a 6-year-old, about to turn 6-year-old boy, and I was corrected yesterday. I have a 9-month-old girl.
Okay.
So
and you baby.
She's breaking me already.
Oh yeah. She will.
Yeah.
My 14-year-old Max, he's brilliant. He's so easygoing.
Yeah.
You can buy him. You can say, do this, and he's like, that's grand. That's grand. She will tell me what to do, and how to do it, and she's right. She's pretty open. She's usually right.
Yeah. But was fitness always a part of your kind of life, or you just kind of? It was a later on thing?
No. So when I was younger, my eldest sister, Nick, she was the runner in the family. Yeah. My dad was a runner, and that was it. And so then there was the three of us, and my mum used to bring us to the shops and everything, and there was the three of us, and then my dad and my eldest sister, and that's kind of how it was. And that would have went right up till she kind of was 18, 19. She used to run for Ireland, so she was pretty good. I, at around 12, started putting on weight. So I actually had a good bit of weight on me. Didn't go to my Debs because I was overweight.
Really?
Yeah, so I was a big child, like I was. But, and my sister was skinny, beautiful. She was the one in the family or whatever. So I used to go on holidays. So I look back at pictures now. I was a big kid. Then I started college and I joined Weight Watchers. So this would have been the start. I was 18. Yeah. Me and my friend Jen and Aoife, we used to go to Weight Watchers. And then we wouldn't stay for the meeting. We'd go in, get weighed, and then we'd just leave and have a chat, probably eat McDonald's on the way home. So we didn't do it properly, but we just did it as a social thing.
Yeah.
And then I think it was around I was kind of 20. I said, right, I've had enough of this. And I joined Jackie Skelly's in Swords. I was after getting together with my husband now, who's my boyfriend at the time, got together with him, and he was working the even time as an electrician, so he was doing attic conversion, so I had my evenings free, and I went to Jackie Skelly's, and that's where it started, and I loved it. Yeah. So I got a personal trainer there, I met up with him a few times a week, and then I started to get involved in it.
Okay, and just to kind of go back to, because you were, because I was, till about 15, when I was 16, 17, I went down before I went up. And I've always struggled with weight if I don't train properly and stuff like that. And I found that, obviously, it's a tough time to be that conscious about your body. Yeah. And I'm not, I assume girls get judged a lot more than boys, especially back when I was 25, 26 years ago, when I was a teenager.
It's horrible, isn't it?
I know, yeah. I feel young until the backwards hat and everything. I feel young.
Max comes into me with maths. I love maths, and he knows I love maths, and I did well in maths. And he was like, "Mum, I know this," and I'm like, "I did this when I was 14."
Yeah.
Give me a few minutes to refresh my memory, but yeah, I know.
So for you, obviously having kids now, and just seeing other kids and all that, like it would be, I find that it's going to be a lot harder because of social media, because all that. That if you are insecure, it's kind of, it's multiplied.
Oh,
it's
I'm
10x,
so glad I
it's
didn't
10x.
have social media. Like when I'm talking about pictures I have of me when I'm younger, they're in family albums up in the attic at this stage.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I didn't have that. But I had a very good group of friends. I didn't grow up, no one ever made me feel fat.
Yeah.
I just knew I was. And by fat, this is a terrible word to be saying, I shouldn't be saying that, but I was overweight, but I was like a size 16, like when my friends were a size 8.
Yeah.
Like I was a big girl. And it's, when I think back to it, like I just give it out to my parents, like, why did you let me get that size? And they were like, but you ate your own food, you made your own sandwiches, you did your own thing. And it's just, they did get a dog when we were 12, and that was to get me out walking, but I would get a stitch, and that would kind of stop me from walking. So when I see kids on the road now that are overweight, it does hurt me, because I'm really going, I want to bring them in and I want to help them and I want to, but it's not as easy as that.
It is stuff, and we work with kids and we see it a lot.
It's brilliant.
It's hard because it's like you kind of say, well, it's people say, oh, it's the parents' problem, and it is to a point, but it's an educational problem as well. And then for some kids, it is just no matter what they do, they're going to go out before they go up, and because of what their body has in store for them, it's just an adaptation. And I've seen it go from like kids coming in like from 8 years old, 13 years old, bit of weight on them, and then 2-3 years later they just start sprouting and growing, and then it all just starts kind of tidying itself up. And but yeah, I would find it very hard, like if one of my kids was, if they're going to be like, they have the genetic potential. Alright guys, because I have it.
Me and my husband, we've got big legs, so that's what I'm saying to the kids, you're going to have big legs, just deal with the legs.
And I suppose it's kind of giving them the confidence that like it is going to be what it is, and there is stuff you can do, but to then, like, the worst thing I ever heard from a parent was, I have my daughter on a calorie deficit.
Oh no.
And I was like, your daughter,
that pains me.
Your daughter's like, I think she was 10 or 11.
And the daughter knows that she's on a calorie deficit, which is probably worse.
You're starving your daughter. Reward your daughter for doing good work. And I was like, you've allowed her, all your daughter's known is she could. Now she can't. Yeah. Like, that's a hard flip of the coin.
It's hard for an adult to do, never mind a 10-year-old to do,
but yeah, that was kind of a bit and you kind of have to bite your tongue a little bit, I think. As much as you want to say things, you still have to be you're representing your company.
Yeah. No, I know that it is hard. It's a tough one, especially when it comes to kids, and that's why even with me, when I'm home, I don't diet. Like with my dinner, I don't sit down and have chicken and salad. I would sit down and have whatever the family's having, but instead of having the big pile of spuds that I've given them, I would have something smaller, or I'd have a load of broccoli with a bit of spuds. So I'm very conscious of that, because I don't want that.
And it is. It's I think it's part of life. It's a part of learning, of parenting, and we're all built differently.
Well, I've got 2 older sisters, a younger brother. None of them had weight, and we all ate the same breakfast, lunch, dinner. So whatever I was doing, maybe my body was just going to go out instead of up, as you're saying, and maybe that was just how I was dealing with it. And then because it was upsetting me, I was eating more, because I'm definitely a comfort eater. So that could have been a bit of that as well. And then when I was out with my friends, when I go home, that won't be in my house. You've got this in your house, so let me eat that while I'm here. So there was definitely like a lot of that.
Yeah, and like I'd be the same. Like we didn't have a lot, and like I would indulge in, if I got the option for sweets, it was all in.
It was Friday. Yeah. You had sweets on Friday, and by Sunday, Mum, there's no sweets. Well, yeah, and that was it. There'd be nothing now on
shopping day would be the thing.
Oh, Wednesday and Thursday was just the worst. My house is still like that. I do that.
And so you started training. You had a personal trainer and stuff like that, and you love it. Were you doing like the standard gym training?
Do you know who used to train in the gym with me? And saying, I'm sorry, something joke. Paul Byrne, Body Byrne.
Yes.
He was in the gym. My husband knew, my boyfriend knew him at the time. I keep calling him my husband then. But he knew him, and he was a doorman on some place in town. So he was there. Now, he was my inspiration, because I knew him and I would talk to him. So he would give me little tips, but he wasn't my trainer at the time, obviously, because he was way up there. Still is. But so no, it was normal Globo gym type going in, and he would give me this thing and do your treadmill and do this. And then I did, rebounding. don't know, like it's a class on
trampolines.
Loved it. I'd still love to do a class. No one does it. It's brilliant. We have one at home and it's sitting in the corner of the sitting room.
I remember when that came out and I was like, ruining the fitness industry, this shite, because I was a freelance aerobics instructor.
Okay.
So I was like, this fucking bullshit, you need high impact movements. And
it was amazing. I loved it. You just be like doing it, you'd be off it on it now, so I loved it. But so I did all those things. I did all those classes. I did spinning, I did everything. So that was right. I don't know why I moved. Oh, our company moved. So I used to work in the back of the house.
Yeah.
That because it was a family business, and then we moved over to Clonshock where we still are now, so we were near Ben Dunn's.
Yes.
So that's where I went, and when I went there I met Joe Dunn, who then became my coach. He had his own gym, Joe Dunn's. It's in Finglas, I think it's still there, and for 6 years I went there 5 days a week. I was lean, I was happy, and I loved fitness. Knew nothing about CrossFit, hadn't got a clue, but I loved fitness.
Yeah.
And that's when I lost all my weight. That's when people start commenting on me, and I'm like, okay, actually now I'm a fit girl, and I enjoy being fit. And if someone new came into the class, I'm like, who does she think she is? I could out burpee her. Like I got competitive, I suppose, in Joe Dunn's over the 6 years.
And that like kind of you felt good about being fit, and I find that in this day and age, you have a bit of a target on your back if you're fit and you promote fitness because I'm happy with my body. It's like and it's 100% good, but don't give out about it if you're 100% happy with it. I'm happy with how I look, and I like sharing what I do, and I like taking photos, and social media is there for a reason. If you don't like me, don't follow me, kind of thing. But like having that confidence, because like it does, like I don't care what like I trained this morning. You have confidence when you finish a session. Your body unless it's like one of those really bad sessions where you can barely walk afterwards. But today was not. It was a feel good session.
Go walk out. Get a bit chalk going.
Exactly. Because we're going to the cinema with my son, and we're going to have a lot of bad food at the cinema. But like that, like you feel so much better. Like it's, and we know this. Like it releases endorphins. Your blood flows better. You feel much better about yourself. You become more confident. Hence why I own a gym and try and help people get that feeling. Yeah. But so you're in this place was it like a strength and conditioning facility?
It was boot camp. It was strength and conditioning and boot camp, and it was I absolutely loved it. So I swore I'd never leave, and I probably would have stayed there had he had maybe a bigger premises or went into the CrossFit more. So he did. He was one of the first kind of to go over to the States and learn about CrossFit. You would have known about it, but I wouldn't have heard about it. But he was going over and he was trying to develop it. He didn't have ceiling heights like what things we were talking about earlier on, so things like that. So I started then, he brought in a bit of weightlifting, he got a new trainer, he would train me a bit of weightlifting, and I was like, I like this, I think I'm doing CrossFit now, but I'm not doing it in a CrossFit gym. So that's then when I went to CrossFit Swords, still stayed in Joe Dunn's, and I was like, I can't ever leave there. So I would do like maybe, actually PTI I went to first. So I was in Joe Dunn's for twice a week, and then PTI 3 times a week. So I was still getting best of both worlds to me. With CrossFit, you can't really, it's very hard to do something else as well as CrossFit. This is probably why I left CrossFit, because I do like to do so many things. So that's how I felt. In PTI it was fine, they would let me. I moved to Swords, and it was more kind of, you should be here 5 to 7 days a week. You shouldn't really be anywhere else, but don't go. And that's kind of how it developed. And then I was like, maybe I'll leave Joe Dunn's and maybe I'll go to CrossFit. And I love CrossFit, absolutely love CrossFit Swords, still love CrossFit, and that's how it swung over away from boot camp and into CrossFit.
I was similar. Like I was a trainer and stuff like that, and I was in Australia when someone introduced me in 2007. Because I'll do this workout with me, and he left me. It was a 20-minute AMRAP.
That was your first introduction. That was love at first sight, wasn't it?
Bear crawls and thrusters, and I didn't know what a thruster was, and
what's an EMOM? What are you talking about? What do I do?
And I was like, oh my god, that's horrendous, because he was getting conditioned for his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I was like, okay, cool, and I was like, man, what you do like once a month or something? He goes, nah, these guys are doing it every day. And I was like, can't do that every day. That's not good for your body. And so he told me the name of it, and I went on .com, and I was like, wow. And then I got hooked.
Who doesn't?
I drank the Kool-Aid, 100 all in. It's the only way to train. And then I forgot. I started selectively forgetting all the other benefits of fitness, and I would never take anything away from CrossFit. I had a CrossFit gym. I've had 2 actually, And what I like to do with my clients is a lot different because it is a good methodology and I like it and I love the games and I admire the competitors. I tried to do the competitive thing. I was too old going in.
I was too old starting CrossFit. I was too old starting CrossFit.
I think you need to be 8 or something to fucking start, like, just so you have a good shot at it, like.
I'm more thinking 4, 8.
Could be, yeah. We don't have 4, we're 5-year-olds. We're trying with our 5-year-olds. But yeah, like I was there and I drank and we met. And the thing about it is that I find, and when we left CrossFit, we had a little bit kind of, people seem to have a bit of a bitter taste in their mouth towards me and FSM because I didn't want to be a part of the clique. And I was a bit like, yeah, but I'm still me. I still invite you to my gym. I still have you over. We still throw down. We still have fun. A name, and it was a guy that owns a CrossFit convinced me that dump was part of the reason why I left.
Okay.
Because he said, I remember what he said to me, because I was on the fence, and I wasn't. Everyone's because you couldn't afford it. It was nothing to do with financials. We could afford it. Yeah. He goes, you have no control over what they do. And that's their name. You have no control over what the gym down the road that has a CrossFit name on. So you have no control over that. And if anything bad happens, then you're guilty by association, and you want that for your brand. And I was like, actually don't. That person today is still a CrossFit, and I'm not. I was one of the first to de-affiliate.
Because you can see then on the other side, the flip side of it, but then there's all the good side of CrossFit. You just literally put CrossFit on your name and then people will come to your door. That is the other side of it, but then I see where you're going.
I think if there was more regulation on the coaching standards and like being able to own a CrossFit, like I didn't have to do an exam when I did my level 1. It was 2 days and I could open a gym the next week if I wanted to.
Like, that's not right. Like no matter what you say, that's
now I have training history and I've gone to college and like
they didn't know that, didn't need to know that, did they?
I could pull a member out of my gym right now and send them on a 2-day course. If they pass it by next Thursday, then technically they're allowed to open a gym in a year. Like I was like, and it's great that you can do that and live that life, and there's been some good coaches. But I'm not knocking like people. I'd never knock
because we're still big CrossFitters.
Because I still do workouts and I still love it. I still go to competitions and I love it. But it's not the only way.
No.
And my training recently, like I trained for an ultra, and then I'm training just to regain some strength. And I'm not doing metcons, and I'm not doing that, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Which is one of the things I wanted to touch with you, because you were like I only knew you as the CrossFitter, and a CrossFitter did weightlifting, and then you moved into another kind of aspect of training, and obviously recently you posted your body comp photos, which were phenomenal.
And people keep saying to me, I haven't even got the proper ones. I have the actual unedited ones. I'll show you afterwards because I love them. I don't even need them edited. I keep telling him, can I not post these? Yeah. And he's like, no, I need to edit them. And I'm like, these are lovely. I think it's my age. I think they were just pictures Jess took in the background. Yeah, that's really? My daughter just took them on her phone. So they're the actual pictures. I love them. They are so nice. I wanted to do them in my gym gear as opposed to the ones that you see with the girls lying down on the floor with their hands doing or doing a dumbbell curl in my underwear. I didn't do any of them. I've the odd one in a pair of pants maybe, but I don't know if I'll be posting these ones. But no, I want to do them so I can post them so people can see, and that's me. I didn't diet. I didn't. That's me. How I walk around, and that's how I want to be. I want to stay like that. But I didn't train 5 days a week for 3 hours like I used to do. I didn't calorie count like a mad thing. I kind of know now what calories I'm eating. So I'm just at a different place now, and that's why. So I've definitely moved through different boot camp, CrossFit, weightlifting, bodybuilding. I suppose is where I'm going. And there'll be something else. I know there will be. I'm playing yoga. Yoga extreme, is that a thing? That's what I'm
sure there is. There's someone out there, yoga extreme.
Maybe I'll do it.
There's 100% someone out. You YouTube that, there's going to be some guy or girl, and they're going to be doing some stupid shit.
With CrossFit. I'm still going to do CrossFit, I'm still going to do weightlifting, and I'm still going to do bodybuilding.
But I found that a lot, I found that a lot of people when, like, I remember when I was in CrossFit, I think 2-3 years, and then I wanted to just do Olympic lifting. I was like, that's my thing. And I spent 3.5 years. Because
you feel like you're not going to get better at CrossFit unless your weightlifting is good. That's what's holding you back all the time. For most people, for me anyway, that's how I felt.
And then you have a specialist come in and do a bit of strongman. Oh man, I want to do strongman. Because it's like a kid in a candy shop for me. I'm like, I want to learn about everything. I want to know about everything. If I want to coach it, I have to immerse myself in it. But then the other side of things is that CrossFit will work for people that do it right. Boot camps work for people. And the gas thing is, and I only spoke about this yesterday, is that it's not the best system in the world. Nothing is.
Imagine you saying that about 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah, I would have shot myself. I would have punched myself in the face.
It's a nice place to be in now. It is a nice place to be in and go, whew, I'm out of that.
Because it all works.
Yeah.
Like, and I always give the example of I brought my mum in here, we trained her and stuff like that, and she was getting results and stuff like that. But the thing she enjoyed most was Zumba. And when I was younger, I would be like, no, you can't do curves, you need to do squatting, deadlifting, you need to be doing like proper posterior chain training and all this stuff, because I was a Nazi when it came to it when I was younger, because I was involved. I was like, this is it, this is the way.
I've learned it now.
This is the method. And she goes, yeah, but it makes me happy. I'm like, yeah.
I didn't think of that factor.
It took a while. I was like, and that's what the philosophy here are kind of our 4 pillars here was programming, coaching, then accountability, then community. That has completely changed to community, because if you enjoy coming here,
the rest will fall into place. That's very true.
Accountability is what the coaches give you, the coaching, and then nutrition. And I think it works best in that way, because the other ways of forcing it or trying to force it doesn't work. And I talk to people on the phone, it's like, hey, listen, come down, try it. If you don't like it, tell you what, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay if you don't like it. We'll
at least
call
try it.
Yeah. And the way I'm talking to you today is the way I want to be talking to you when you tell me you're leaving.
Yeah.
As in, like, wishing you all the best, unless you're an asshole. And then I'll be like, yeah, I can't wait to
get rid of it. That'll be nice when you're leaving. Just not when they close the door.
But yeah, I love them on the way out as you love them on the way in, kind of thing. But when you stepped away and you did your body comp thing, like you say, you didn't really do nutrition. So what was the training? So I
have a coach. I need a coach. Yeah. I know how to do it. I know what to eat. I know what to train. I actually was doing first, because we were in lockdown, I was training from home, and I was doing the Mark Carroll method. I don't know if you know him. He's an Australian. To me, he's brilliant now. He's great. I haven't known about him either.
Oh, is he the gymnasticsy guy?
No, he's pure bodybuilding. Okay. And Lauren Simpson is his girlfriend. And now, see, this is my new area, so I know all these now. But I was doing his program. It was like €80 for 12 weeks, and it was brilliant. It was my nice introduction into bodybuilding, and I really enjoyed doing that. And I said, no, I need a coach now. I need someone that watches my food, because my food was starting to slip a little bit. So I said, right, so I'm going to go. So I'm using Connor now, and he's brilliant. And that's where was I going with this? Why did you ask me this question?
I asked you about your food.
Oh, my food?
Yeah.
So I said to him, I know what to eat. I know what 1,750 calories looks like, and I know that's what I should be on. Because that is me at maintenance. I know that's what I sit at, and that's where I'm comfortable. I always sit around 60 kilos. So I said, don't ask me to come back down to even 1,500. It's not happening. 1,250 is totally out. I've been there, done that, and I really don't enjoy it. It's not great for the kids. So at that stage, I wasn't doing a photo shoot. I just wanted to do bodybuilding. So after about 3 weeks, I send him progress pictures every week, and he's like, you're getting very lean, and this is only 3 weeks in, you already have good muscle here and muscle there. And Bob goes, would you ever think of a photo shoot? And I'm like, what's a photo shoot? Show me these photo shoots. Like, honestly, I was that bad. So I went on and had a look. So I like these. I knew the ones I didn't like, and I knew the ones I really liked, and I wanted the fitness ones. I just wanted to look strong.
Yes.
So I said, that's what I want to do. And he said, that's grand, because you could do one tomorrow if you want, because your man, the photographer, he's brilliant. He puts on the lights. And I said, no, I want to train for this. I'm going to do it. So we said, let's set the goal for the end of the 12 weeks. So I had 9 weeks really to prepare for it, and then that's all I did. So food-wise, I cut out the snacking. Yeah. Because I knew I shouldn't be doing it anyway. I'm a terrible devil for bowls of cereal at night time. Yes. So I'd be sitting there. If I go to bed too late and it's 11 o'clock and I should have gone to bed at 10:30, I'm like, I'm hungry. Yeah. And I'll go in and I'll get a cup and I'll fill it with cereal, because it's only cups, not a bowl. And then I'll get another cup, and then I'll get another one. Like, oh, that was Cocoa Pops this time, I'll have something else. So I knew I was doing that wrong. So that got cut out. Apart from that, I didn't have to change a whole lot, because I know I eat my proteins, my fats, my carbs, and I stuck within 1,750 again. So I was delighted, actually, that I got COVID. The night before I was meant to do the shoot.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
I tested. Now I knew the photographer's wife was pregnant, and I really did not want to put her at risk. I didn't feel sick, but it was in the house. My husband had it, and it was in the house. I said, right, I'll test. Did the test. So I texted him, I have bloody COVID. So I wasn't sick. I'm fully vaccinated, but I just had a bit of a head cold. Yeah. But obviously I couldn't leave the house. But I lost my taste. That to me is devastating.
Me and Susan lost our taste.
I love my food.
Yeah.
Like even my mum was like, "Oh, what's Jill gonna do?" The whole family, like, Jill's lost her taste. This was like battle stations. Because when I'm sick, I eat. I'm not one of these people that's like, I'm sick, I don't eat. I didn't want to eat. I was like, So Connor's like, you have to eat, which I knew.
Yeah.
But now is the opportunity. Let's cut back a little bit on the carbs, and we'll increase the proteins and fats. What you probably would have done with a normal person that wasn't saying, I don't want to.
Yeah, but you wouldn't really.
Diet.
You're not gonna really.
And it was great. I had 2 weeks, and then I booked into the shoot, and I lost a bit of body fat, and I was delighted. So the pictures came out better than they probably would have.
Yeah.
Thanks to COVID. But I'm back eating
So
normal again. My carbs are back up, and I'm delighted.
So get rid of your taste.
Now, and that's something that you were talking about earlier on. I'm wondering, is that part of obesity? I'm only saying this now. I've googled it a little bit. Do some people have different tastes, and that's why some people want to eat more, some people eat less?
I think a lot of it was from anything I've looked into, and it's that area of procrastination where you can't get yourself out of it, even though you know you shouldn't be in it, and you know you shouldn't be going to the kitchen, and you know you shouldn't be opening the fridge, and you're arguing with yourself the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's because humans we find it very hard to look at the positive, and delayed gratification is too hard in an instant gratification world. We don't have the luxury of, oh, I want to get something. Well, you have to walk to the shop.
The luxury of, I love that. I'm
not going to walk to the shop. I'm not going to hop in, even driving the car. I'm not going to walk to the shop. I didn't really want it anyway. Whereas, I need it. Okay, yeah. You can have, you don't need literally, in this day, you don't have to leave your house. And you can have everything brought to you. Absolute meals. Welcome back. So we were just talking about your training, but you didn't, as you said, you didn't really make dramatic changes to your diet. You kind of know your kind of. So when it came to your training, how many days a week were you doing? How many hours would you do?
So I was doing 5. I'm programmed for 4. I have a bit of an issue with Connor. Connor insists I do 4. I insist I do 5. So I kind of throw in a 5th day for myself, which is my CrossFit day.
Yeah.
Fun day.
Yeah.
I did make him throw it in before, and reluctantly he put one in. He's just saying I don't rest, and he's right. I don't rest. I never do. I don't know how to. I'm constantly on the go. I'm blah blah blah, and that's how I work. I'm very bad at sitting down, but I sleep great.
Yes.
So I'm gonna say it's probably worth it.
Yeah. I find that the last 2 years, I really enjoy getting some sort of sweat on pretty much daily. Whether it's mobility or and I hated running, and I run now, or if I come into the gym.
Do you hate it now still? And you still do it?
Not as much.
Yeah.
Now trust me, after the 50 Ultra, I was a bit kind of I think I'm never gonna run again. And then it was something that I hated running so much. I made it a challenge to complete a task that I really don't want to do.
I go in and out of that with running.
Why do you want to do something that you hate, and then challenge yourself to do something that you hate, like really big? And I was like, because I'm stupid, and I do stupid things. So
I think if you do CrossFit, terrible thing to say. You're kind of stupid. You do stupid things.
No, they don't. Yeah. Doing it, okay.
There's definitely a Homer Simpson element to it, alright.
But yeah, it's. But I like. No, I know recovery. I understand it. I understand when it's needed, and if you have a specific goal, recovery is more important. Like when we were getting closer to the run, I was doing mobility every night before I went to bed, and the lads were not. And the lads were like, I'm so sore. I'm like, yeah, you need to stretch. 30 seconds quad stretch at the end of your run. I'm talking like 3-4 minutes in each stretch. And you go, no, I don't have time for that. Well, you need it.
Yeah, or get the ball out, stay up, foot, do something.
Stay up late, if you have to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like kind of like you said, I like even if I'm stuck for a day, I'll go in. I'll do a 10-minute workout. I'll just go right 10 minutes. Do ABC. Let's go.
Yeah, I'd be similar. I enjoy doing that if I just throw it in. So at the end of it, I was having to do extra time with the Stairmaster.
Yeah.
Stairmaster is not my.
Is that the same as a stepper?
I presume so. The thing you walk up and down is just basically stairs coming up.
Oh yeah, it's
like a treadmill with stairs.
Yeah, slightly different.
So I'm doing that, or we do treadmill. he upped that to 45 minutes a day. Even on my rest days, I would still have to do that. So that one, I didn't like at the start. I grew to love it. I had on the earphones, I was listening to podcasts, that sort of stuff. So now I'm back to 20 minutes. I much prefer that. But I do walk the dog twice a day. My steps are up around 15,000 steps a day. So I am active. So what the training probably changed a bit more in that he would give me less reps towards the end of it, towards the photo shoot.
Yes.
More weight, like obviously up the intensity and stuff. So training changed, the food changed slightly. I'm not going to say I was on 15 or 1750 to start and I went down to maybe 1550, 1600 type of thing. So it dropped a little bit just to get me under. So I was losing, but there wasn't anything major on the nutrition side of things. So 5 days a week training for me. 4 days would have been bodybuilding, 1 day would have been my own choice. But there was one day he threw, and I'm trying to think of the name for now. He made up some name for it. He forgot he gave it to me. And then about 4 weeks later, so I still doing that, whatever the day, I can't think of the name of it now, and he's like, endorphin releasing day.
Okay.
And he's like, Jill, that's not a day, I made that day up. So you have leg day, upper day, endorphin releasing day. It worked for me, I loved it. So I'm like, yes, if we had skier, I had concept bike, I had burpees, loved it. So I'll still always do that. But that might just be one day. It might just be one day.
I like the fact that you know yourself. And maybe if you just stuck to the 4 days, it could have been slightly different. But you know yourself, and you still have to do, because not only you get that feeling from it, and I think
to enjoy it.
that feeling, that enjoyment of it, because when exercise, and this is what happens to so many people, and it happens in every aspect, like people that do running, boot camps, CrossFits, weightlifting, everything. There comes a point when you're so focused on the task and the outcome that the enjoyment factor gets lost, and then you start resenting the thing that you love to do. And that's why a lot of people leave gyms, like CrossFit's weightlifting. I always come back to CrossFit because I'm so close to it still. But powerlifting, running, rowing, it doesn't matter what you do if it becomes that. Now I get if you've got an event and you're training for it, or you're a high level athlete, that's part of the job. Right? You get for most sports, like in high level sports, you get paid to perform. And that is your life. But for enjoyment factors, you need to still at the end of the week go, I'm glad I'm exercising, I'm doing something.
So what was happening to me with CrossFit, I think because I was so stressed in work, I used to love going to the gym and I would de-stress in work and I'd have the chats. Then it got a little bit serious and then I started coaching in it. Then I was living in the gym and I just felt like, when I come here now, this isn't my exit anymore, this isn't a de-stress. Now I'm stressed in this area and that's when I was like, I need to just get out of this area and find something else. And that's when then I said, but I still like it, so I'll go into weightlifting. I always wanted to just dedicate weightlifting, so now I'll do that. And I did really enjoy that. And I probably would have kept doing that for another little while. Introduced a bit of CrossFit then. I was doing that a little bit. Kept saying to the coaches, don't push me. I'm going to just do my own thing, and I don't care that I can't do muscle ups. I've come to the fact I'm never going to get a muscle up, so that I'm happy with that. Please don't make me do one. And then it was lockdown, and then lockdown was just train from home. The weather was amazing, so I CrossFitted out my back garden. My neighbours thought I was an absolute weirdo. I got a pull-up bar, which wasn't wide enough on the wall, so I got another one that was wide. Like, I was still a CrossFitter. It was still in there, and I loved it. It was actually great for lockdown. But then it just maybe it was the 100th lockdown. I think I decided
that was enough.
This is enough for me.
It is. I found like when the first lockdown happened. Now I could still come here, but like me and Dave, we sat in this office and we ate everything in our fridge. We drank every can of Monster, and we were not exercising. And we were in the gym. Like, we had the luxury of being in the gym. We'd go out and we'd fart about.
Was it just because there's two of you?
It's just because we were scrambling. We had to record videos. We're scrambling and trying to figure out the clients, and then we just like from. Well, it was at the end of March was the first one, and then just to see the memberships go.
Yeah, that's horrible.
And you're like, right, we've got to get more clients in, we've got to figure this out.
Were you doing online stuff?
We did a bit of online. We did a thing called Anywhere Fit, and with all our clients, anyone that stayed on, we gave literally the gym away to members. And then we did online, and we're doing like class all the time, and it just became. I hated coming here to get in front of a camera or to do videos and hey, it's Chris Stephen here and today's video is this. And obviously we had to look after the kids, so we're churning out kids video, like at least 5 kids videos a week to try and get them going, keep them motivated. And like we lost our kids program went from like 60 to 8 Yeah, and I was kind of like, again, one of those moments like...
Because then it was coming to summertime as well, so they're off school and so,
And it took a while. Now we're thankfully we're back up over. We've gone gone past where we were before the first ever lockdown, which is great. But yeah, that was tough. But the beauty of it, you could go out your back if you had a dumbbell or just anything, and then you just kind of blitz. Like, this is, I suppose, the beauty of
if you could get a dumbbell.
Yeah, CrossFit.
You couldn't buy anything.
Yeah, if you had the money.
I was on adverts, I was on Facebook, everything was like, that's gone. It was so hard to get that.
I even tried to bribe Mark from DA Fitness. I remember he's going, I have stuff coming in. I said, I'll buy it today. He goes, no, you can't buy it today. I was like, no, I'll give you the money right now. I don't care. It's not
whatever you have coming in.
It's not coming in for a month. I was like, yeah, but I'll buy it now. He's like, can't do that. I was like, yeah, you can.
People are doing this.
Send me the invoice. I need those dumbbells.
I know, it was bad.
And now it's all you can get so much stuff now.
I had the prison dumbbells. So you know the ones where you attach them on. We've had them since Joe's had them since he's about 10.
Yeah.
And you screw on now. It's a bit of a pain, but it was brilliant. Yeah. I had every weight you could think of, and I was screwing them on and off, and I was great. I'm glad I had them.
Sure, I brought a biker home and everything, and I think I used it twice.
Tammy gave me one. She was very good from Baldoyle. Anyone had a van, anyone that could take stuff away, stuff away. So yeah, it was great. But it was nice. But I did use it now.
I talked myself out of training. I was just because I suppose my environment was my company was the gym, so it wasn't an outlet for me. No, and I had to get out of my head.
It is stressful. You're coming to a place where no one can come to. Yeah. I can see the stress.
That's when running. We got a dog, COVID dog.
We got a COVID dog.
We don't have a COVID dog anymore. We got rid of COVID dog.
A lot of people got rid of the COVID dog.
Susan got pregnant and our house is too small. He was too big of a dog.
Yeah, we got a Cavapoo, which was meant to be a small dog. He's not a small dog, he's a big dog. He's actually got some growth on his lip now that I have to pay €600 on next week to get removed. So you're right to get rid of your dog.
He's with a better family, despite my son's, he's always like, I miss Rocket. I'm like, well, when you're an adult you can get that.
We should have stuck to that one. We held out for a long time. We should have stuck to that.
I came home to a dog. There was no dogs in this house. No, nothing in my house.
Well, you're a softie.
And then I came home to a dog. And I was like, what's this?
But look at this face.
Cute. Now Susan hates dogs. I'm never going to dog again. I was like, no, can I just...
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
You also said that about pregnancy. Just saying, you have a tendency to forget the shit times when you see something cute.
Yeah.
But no, but that's what lockdown did. I think it made a lot of people reevaluate their fitness goals and what they want to do.
Walking was never a thing to me. That wasn't fitness to me.
I used to give out.
So did I.
Go walking.
So did I.
Anyone can walk.
What do they think about? Like, what are you talking about? I love my walks.
I am trying to do the 10 minutes a day thing.
Yeah.
I think I got at least 2 walks once and this is over months. I have a planner there. It's just like, if you get stressed out, one thing you walk for 10 minutes.
We walk to something. Like now we've got Central here, so I walk to Central and I get the milk and then I walk back. So it's kind of a purpose for why I went for the walk. That's what I do. But I have to walk the dog anyway.
I can show you my journal, the amount of times I've written it down that I'm doing it today and I don't do it. And I was like,
you know what? You running your own business, you will sort out a lot of shit on that walk.
I that's the thing. I know what will happen if I do it, but also will talk myself out of doing it all the time. But now the mornings now I'm back because I'm back running. It's the first week I've gotten 2 in, and I'm gonna be running and walking, and because I like doing things first thing. I like Headspace.
Yeah.
First thing in the morning. Again, I listen to audiobooks, podcasts. Very rarely listen to music anymore. When I train,
I listen to. I don't know why on the way down here. Alanis Morissette. Don't know why she came into my head, so I'm gonna stick it on. Oh, it's brilliant. It was great.
I was listening to a band called The Dead South before you got here.
Okay.
It's a very country band.
I'm learning Fugees on the guitar, and that's where it came from. So Fugees came up, and then she came up behind him. I was like, I haven't heard her in ages. So yeah, I'll get her out.
How's the guitar learning going?
I love it.
Yeah.
I should have learned when I was younger. I always loved music when I was younger, but there's 4 kids, so my mum was like, I'm not paying for all of to go. If one of you's learned something, you all need to learn.
Yeah.
We all got Casios, we all had like the little keyboards and everything, but I never actually learned.
Yeah.
So when Max learned guitar in school, and then Jess wanted to learn recently, it was a kids' music school. I think it is. Lawless Music School. They're all
Yeah.
children, and I just said to him, any chance I could sit in with Jess?
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, so it's 1-to-1, so 2-to-1. And we only realised the fella that's teaching us is huge.
Yeah.
He has his own album out, and
Really?
real nice
Yeah.
fella sitting there, real chilled. And we only discovered it the other day. So we're learning off somebody good.
Yeah.
We've only got about 6 lessons down, but
Well, Jody will, like, we want Jody to be, like, I don't want to force it on him, but I want him to learn an instrument. His granddad, Susan's dad, is like, he's got like 6 guitars. He's got everything. He has the band. His daughters were just non-talented. Sorry, Tanya and Susan, you were very talented. Musicians. Talented
did
in
they
many
try
other
and
ways.
play? Are they just bad at playing?
I think Susan can do a bit on the keyboard,
Okay.
but yeah.
Have you seen my tin whistle playing? I can do a bit on the tin whistle. I have got one on my
I've been sending my
Instagram.
5-year-old,
Through the nose.
my 6-year-old here for tin whistle.
I think it's Glen Rowe.
I did, because Jody got a keyboard last Christmas, and I did try to learn Darth Vader's theme tune on the keyboard. I got a bit in,
Yeah, that's one you could
but
definitely.
it was tough.
think
But
about.
because I was like, dude,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. I was like, I'll pull this out at Christmas because the kids will love it, and my brother and sister will go, you're fucking
It just ends
idiot."
up looking like this. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. And then you get a little bit. No, wait a minute.
In your head, you hear exactly
Yes.
what the theme is
And
like.
then you look at people's
and what they
faces.
hear is like, you've no joy or passion.
Do you not
for
know what
it,
that
like,
is?
Artistic.
That's going on in my house a lot.
Yeah.
With the 3 of us on guitar, and now Joe's trying to learn off Jess. So yeah, there's a lot of that in our house at the
Okay,
moment.
yeah.
It's good.
But I think that's good. I think having kids doing so many different things is amazing. They should try everything.
Definitely.
And
Yeah.
I know, like, not everyone has the opportunity. I was like, well, that's cool, but like, if you're dumb enough to have a kid, you have to be intelligent enough to raise them.
Yeah.
And I will give Jody, if he signs up to something, he must complete it. Even if he doesn't like it, I'm going to be stern about that. But yeah, Riley will probably get away with a lot more.
She will. She 100% will.
I don't do it.
Try it. Did you not like it? That's okay.
That's okay.
You don't have to like everything.
Can I jump in? You're doing what you're told.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
So I know are you coaching a little bit now?
So I'm coaching a little bit for my friend Jerry,
Yeah.
just helping her out more so than anything else. Boot camp style classes, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I love it. She's in Glasnevin at the moment, and she's moved into her new gym, hopefully in the new year in
Yeah.
Ballymun.
Very
So yeah, but I'm enjoying that.
Yeah,
Her group are lovely. She's had them for years. They're all a really nice
Yeah.
group. So
Oh,
yeah, I'm
that's
enjoying
nice,
that.
yeah.
But I like just coming in and helping her out.
And there's
Like-
no pressure in it. It's
no,
just,
like
you're just coming
I
in.
should be coaching this evening. I'm up to my eyes with work, so I just said to her, "Look, I can't do this evening." She goes, "Grant, would you like to do a Saturday?"
Yeah.
So I'll come in and do Saturday. So it's nice.
Yeah.
It's a help as opposed to I'm working for her. Do you know?
Yeah, and you get to keep that love for it.
Oh, I
'Cause-
love it even more now.
Yeah. No, that's brilliant.
If I was put on, like if it was proper, these are your regular hours and this
Yeah.
is and you're working for me now, I don't think I would enjoy it the way I am.
Yeah.
I'm just helping her.
No, that's
So,
good. That's
yeah.
what we want. And I find that with because I don't very rarely coach, but when I do coach, I really love it. But I know if I went back and coached the hours that I used to coach, it was like,
I'd like to go back to coaching kids. I
Yeah.
would definitely, because Jess came with me to coach about 2 weeks ago. And it was one of the evenings. I said, "Do you want to jump in and do the class?" There's only a couple of girls in the class. "Do you want to jump in?" Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
To see how well she moved again, and like it was like she remembers
Yeah,
the
yeah.
knees out and the this and the other, and it's lovely. She was taught when she was young, and she was taught in the CrossFit
Yeah.
kind of zone, so she knows that's what people do. It's
Yeah.
structure. It's important that you do. So I think it's nice to see that. So I would like to coach kids again. You wouldn't know.
oh, it's our new
Who
kids
knows?
program.
Yeah.
So we're gonna finish up, but I have 2 questions. Then again, it can be from any aspect, but what would be your biggest fear?
I have had this question asked me before, and it's definitely kids. My biggest fear is losing a child.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's my biggest fear, and I always say to myself, I wouldn't cope. I know I wouldn't cope. I would just, and that's just horrible. I'd like even the thoughts of it is horrible. That's my biggest fear.
Yeah.
Because I just wouldn't. I when I see parents who've lost a child, I just don't know how they.
I have friends that lost 2, and I can't. Before I had kids, I could empathize with it, but when now having kids, and then you try and like have that thought, and I get really freaked out and trying to remove my child from my situation. I'm like, my stomach churns. You know, it's just one of them. It's like that's just hard.
So it's definitely, that's my big fear.
That was a very quick answer.
Because I have thought about it before. I have, and I know that it's one that gets me, and I'm always like, because I don't, geez, do I have other big fears? I don't really know. That's kind of what I would, like, I don't.
Well, that's as I said to you before. That's mine's the same thing. Well, it's parenting and like
it's to do with the kids.
To do with the kids. Yeah. Everything else seems to be less important when it comes to when you have kids. Well, I find that you have kids. I hope most people that have kids think the same.
Yeah, they're very, very, very precious.
I'll finally get someone on the show who goes.
And Joe. I hope Joe never does. Well,
Joe, you're safe.
He's not. I don't really have any other fears. Oh my God, it's terrible. I hope my kids and my husband.
Yeah. Yes,
you know what I mean.
You got a shot. And then, like, I suppose then what would be for you? Obviously, you have a career. You've kids. You're very into your fitness.
I value cars.
You value cars. So, what would be your dream? Like a big dream for you? Like, what would be kind of one of your dreams?
My dream now is to own a house in Mallorca. That is my dream. That dream will come true. I'm going to make it come true. I have a friend that lives out there. I've gone over to visit her loads. I train in the CrossFit gym out there. It's just, every time I go there, I love it. And it's Santa Ponsa. It's not like it's somewhere, this beautiful thing that I'm talking about. It's Santa, but I just love it. And when I go there, I just feel like I'm at home. And that's a dream. Dreams otherwise, to win the lotto, same as anyone else's. I'd like to be comfortable. At the moment, I find life very stressful. I think it's obviously just my age. Running my own company, it's very stressful at the moment, and I feel then Joe's in the same boat, and I feel everybody is. I don't know if it's our age. I think if I talk to 20-year-olds, they're not all going to say, "Oh, my friends are stressed." I don't think
they don't have with the stresses that I think the stresses that people have back then, when they're younger, and I'm so stressed out. I'm like, but then we're like, no, you're not. You have no idea. Like, you still go home to your mum and get dinner made for you. Like,
you don't have to worry about your mortgage. You don't have to.
So, I always think we're always going through stress. It's like when someone says like, oh yeah, like you're doing the business doing really well. It's like, well, it is, but a whole new ball. I'm not worried about paying the wages or getting the rent over the line or paying my CrossFit affiliate fee. I have to try that. I'm sorry, I love you guys. I do. But it's a whole different stress. Like our goals for next year are so like outlandishly big that I've just thrown a whole other heap of stress in the plate. But I think
But that's probably what I'm doing to myself. I think I'm creating a lot of my own stress because I'm doing similar to you. I can pay my bills, I can do this, but I want so much more. But to get that, I have a lot of work to do. And I'm like, how am I going to do this work when I'm already so busy? So, I've actually taken on someone recently, Owen, who was a fellow coach in CrossFit Bua. So he left there a little while ago, and now I have him working with me. He's out researching on the road for me. So the CrossFit community is great.
How about it is, and I know I rag it, and I'm going to do a show on CrossFit. I'll probably I'll just do it myself. But yeah, it's a great community of people, and I have so many good friends from it. It's just too easy to slag, I think. It's just because I know Dean's.
When you're out of it,
but I drank the Kool-Aid. I was all in. I was like CrossFit till you die and all that stuff. But now I'm older and more injured, and not saying that. We gotta put a stop to that. That's another 2-hour podcast.
My goal is Mallorca.
Mallorca.
And once my kids, and with my children.
That's cool. Mine's Maynooth. I'm gonna have a house in Maynooth.
Really? No. I was like, what? That's a funny one.
No. I would. I'd like to live abroad eventually. That'd be a nice.
My parents are placing.
But I don't know where. Like I haven't.
Oh really? Maybe that was always mine. I knew I'd buy a house somewhere, and now I found where I wanted to be, and I think that's why I'm happy with. That's my goal. Now I can actually vision it. I can see it, and that is cool.
Like Susan would like to move to Australia, but I lived in Australia for 2 years. I have no interest in Australia. Like I liked it, but I never found a place.
I got married in Australia.
Did you?
Yeah, the two of us just went over and got married. It was lovely. And the beach was beautiful.
Whereabouts?
Tala Beach up the north part. What's it called? Port Douglas.
Oh,
it was beautiful. You were saying that I didn't really know it. I was there for 3 or 4 days. Went to Sydney.
I lived in Cairn City. And you would work in Port Douglas again.
It was beautiful. I have to say it was very nice. But it was just a gym.
Yeah, I live in Port Douglas. That's where I want to.
Oh yeah. Maybe I live in Port Douglas. Maybe that's a goal too.
I forgot about Port Douglas. I was all resentful of the bastards. I have to go in and wait tables and fuckers. Jill, it has been a pleasure to have you on the show. And guys, I'll link Jill's Instagram handle if you're happy enough for me to do that. And again, if you enjoyed the show, or if you have any ideas that if you want topics I want to talk about, like other fitness stuff other than the CFs, like and subscribe. And again, it helps the algorithm, and it really helps me want to do this more and more, because I love chatting to people and hearing their story. So we will see you on the next show. Thank you.
You're listening to the Live, Live, Play podcast.